Like, what is going on? I feel like I always have that realization every single year. It's like, oh my God, are you gonna fucking do anything about it? Nothing changes if nothing changes. Yeah, that's good. Sunday was March 1st, okay? Sunday is March 1st, you guys. This means we have to get our shit together. I don't know about y'all, but for January and February, no, I really didn't do what I was supposed to do this month or last month. Why? I don't know. I have no idea, but I didn't stick to anything that I wanted to stick to. So for right now, I'm going to tell you guys my goals, and you guys can do this with your goals as well. So my goal is to lose a little bit of weight, like maybe 10 to 15 pounds, which means I have to do working out consistently, waking up early because I want to go to the gym in the morning instead of doing it after work, being in a calorie deficit, and yeah, just making sure I'm eating right. I do have a lot of gut problems, and I'll probably make that in a separate video, but I want to start eating like low FODMAP foods, stay away from gluten, garlic, all those things, just because I know I have a problem. Taking certain supplements too to help that as well. And it's like a whole thing, but I can do it. I did it before and I'm going to do it again, and hopefully this time works and I don't have any problems like this ever again. So that's my main goal. The other goal that I'm going to try to work on as well is trying to be more disciplined. This is something that I've been struggling with for so long. I really want to be more consistent with doing my side hustles like this. YouTube is one of the things that I like doing. I'm actually doing more advice, like sit down talking type of videos. I do have an ASMR channel. If you guys are into that, go check it out. I think it's just Julianne ASMR on YouTube. I just have a hard time being consistent and like finding time after work and filming the video. I love to film. I will sit here and do this every day if I had to. But the thing is, I just don't like to edit. But it comes with being a YouTuber and having a YouTube channel. So I need to find time in certain days to do those things. And I also feel like if I'm not doing something at least a few times a week, then I'm going to forget about it, and I'm not going to, there's a lot more resistance building up to it. So yeah, I read the Atomic Habits book, and that book is really good. It's very kind of eye-opening of like how habits work, how to make your own, how to keep them going, things like that. The one thing that he mentions is when you are starting a habit, let's say you're trying to work out, right? Don't skip more than 2 days in a row, because that then itself will become its own habit. So you want to, if it's better, skip maybe doing a workout during the week, especially if it's like you're doing Monday through Friday, you're working out, and then on the weekend you're not doing anything. And then when it comes back to Monday, you're like, oh, I kind of don't want to do this anymore, you know? So you kind of fall out of that habit. So it's just really thinking about who you are. You know yourself, right? You know how you are, okay? And working around that, like working with your strengths and not trying to fit to somebody else's. Because he might be saying, oh, maybe, you know, work out Monday through Friday, but maybe you don't want to do that. Maybe you want to switch it up and do some on the weekend. I don't know. It's really with working with what is going on in your life and what you think is appropriate. We're on this journey together. I've always said that I really want to be more disciplined, and it's just been so hard. The thing that gets to me is 100% my phone. But it's not just like scrolling on TikTok. I'm so addicted with watching TV. It's probably bad. It probably is. Like I'll sit, eat, watch TV on all my breaks because I work from home, sit and watch TV. Sometimes occasionally though I will watch like TikTok. After work, yeah, I'll sit, watch TV. And it's just been like kind of taking over my life a little bit. So we have to fix that because I'm not doing the things that I want to do, right? I don't want another year to go by and I'm still in the same boat. Like, what is going on? I feel like I always have that realization every single year. It's like, oh my God, are you gonna fucking do anything about it? Nothing changes if nothing changes, right? So this is hopefully what we're doing. This is what we're focusing on today, okay? So on Sunday, I feel like the thing that I realized is when there's a lot of decision making, like when you wake up early in the morning, the next morning, you're constantly, oh, what do I wear? What workout am I doing? What am I eating today? Blah, 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 blah. Like all these different things are adding up. And that takes a lot of energy to start thinking of those things and what you're supposed to be doing. So instead of in the morning figuring all those things out, we should work on doing it the night before. So on Sunday, I feel like it's nice seeing that it's the first on a Sunday so you can prep for the week ahead. So what I like doing is getting a planner. Any planner that you can find. You can even do this in like your notes app or whatever. Plan for the week ahead. Write like a brain dump of all the things that you need to do the week prior. Are you trying to schedule an appointment for a doctor's office? Do you have an appointment scheduled? Do you need to go grocery shopping? Do you need to clean your bathroom? Do you need to clean your sheets? Like what is going on during that week? And maybe what days can you do those things? Instead of putting it all on one piece of paper, delegate. Put it on different things, different days so you can not be overwhelmed. And then every night, okay, starting on Sunday, you're going to plan ahead, right? So take out your workout clothes. That's already one decision you don't need to make. Maybe plan your outfit for work if you have to actually go into the office. I might even just plan what I wear too, just because if I'm sitting in my pajamas all day, every day, I feel even more nasty. Like, nah, it's just like a cloud of nah that we need to fix. So I feel like when I put more effort into what I look like, I feel much better. So I definitely recommend, if you work from home, still put effort in your appearance because it's gonna make you feel a lot better, especially if you don't necessarily like your job, right? Yes, so even maybe plan your actual work day outfit as well for the for the day before. Set aside like your water bottle, right? Set aside your supplements. And if you do have a planner, what I like to do is think about what meals I'm going to be making. So I said that I wanted to lose weight, right? With that, you have to be in a calorie deficit and you should also be moving your body more as well. So to kind of cut down on decision fatigue, I'm going to plan my workouts for the week. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I like to lift. So maybe Monday I'll just do my legs. What workouts are we doing for our legs, right? Maybe you can write that in your planner for Monday and then do the same thing for Wednesday and Friday. What actual workouts are you doing so that when you go to the gym, it's not scary. You're not like, I feel like we stop ourselves from working out because we're like, what are we supposed to do? Like, I'm here, like, I don't know what I'm doing, whatever. But if you have a plan beforehand, you'll go. You'll most likely do it because you know what you're gonna do. I feel like it's less scary to show up somewhere if you don't know what you're doing or like where to go. You know what I'm saying? So definitely do that, especially if you are going to a physical gym. I have a gym in my apartment building, so it's not as scary as like going to Planet Fitness or something. But still, it gets me out of bed because I don't have to think about what I'm doing with working out, okay? Tuesdays and Thursdays, I'll probably just do like cardio or something. That's more something that you don't necessarily need to plan, but it is nice to just put cardio as a reminder. And then same thing with like food. If you are on like a diet like me with like doing low FODMAP, which is so hard, but it's okay. We're working through it. Or like a calorie deficit. If you don't want to actually plan your meals, if you don't want to actually like track how many calories you're eating in that day, I know that can be kind of overwhelming to do it every single time you eat. So I like to think about the meals that I'm going to eat the next week, right? So that when I go grocery shopping, I can pick out the ingredients that I need. And then when I actually make the meals, I kind of already know how many calories are going to be in the meal. So I'm tracking it that way. So I'll like the next week, oh, I know what I'm gonna have for breakfast. I'll probably just have eggs and sausage. Or if I don't want to have those things, then maybe I'll just have like oatmeal or something, or a smoothie, something like that, right? And then figure out what you're gonna make for lunch and for dinner and plan those out. You can also meal prep too. That helps a lot with like not even just saving time for yourself during lunch or dinner or whatever, but it just helps a lot because you already know what you're eating. So you don't have to figure out like, oh, what am I eating today? I don't know. And then you're spending like 30 minutes trying to figure out what you're eating when it's already done, right? So that's what I like to do. I think it's best to do that before you go shopping. I typically try to go shopping over the weekend. So figuring it out like Thursday, Friday night will set you up for the next week. I promise you. Don't wait till the last minute when you're 10 minutes before the store and you're like, fuck, I don't know what I want to eat. I'll just get anything at the store. And then you're like, maybe not hitting the right goals, or maybe you're not eating enough protein or the vegetables that you need, whatever, because you didn't plan, right? I think it all comes down to the choices that we make, and we're not sticking true with choosing the right option. Yeah. So you just have to think about like your future self of, if you want to look like this and you want to be consistent with like working out and eating appropriately, like maintaining the right calories, then you have to make these hard decisions. Unfortunately, you're going to have to miss out on certain things, right? And you have to plan. Sometimes you might just have to plan, y'all. The other thing that I struggle with is waking up early. Oh my God. I don't know how I lost track of this. I used to be like pretty consistent with waking up early, working out at like 6 a.m. But now, it's been bad. Sometimes I'll wake up at like 7 something, maybe like the latest like 7:30, which is not good because I start work at 8, prompt to 8 o'clock, okay? And if I don't have enough time to like eat my breakfast, to work out in the morning, to sit down and watch TV before work, I'm going to lose my mind. I will probably want to rip my hair out because what I do is like scheduling patients or whatever all day. I'm constantly talking on the phone and I don't love it. It's not the best thing in the world. So if I'm not giving myself appropriate amount of time to just decompress before work, I'm going to be in a negative mindset and I'm going to hate my day, basically. I would probably want to jump out the window, okay? So I already know that about myself. Why do I continue to wake up late? It beats me. I don't know. I really don't know. I'm just trying to figure that out and get back into that routine. The one thing that I did buy, girl, I know it's excessive, but I bought what is it called? The Hatch alarm clock. You don't need to put out, what is it, $170 for an alarm clock. Trust me, girl, I know. I just wanted to be bougie and buy it, honestly. And it was like for my birthday. It was just like a nice little treat for my birthday. I don't really do too much like that for myself. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. Like, let me just buy this thing, okay? You can find an alarm clock just like that is light, that has sounds, whatever, that wakes you up. The whole purpose of why I bought the alarm clock in the first place is because I wanted the light. I wanted it obviously to make sound and wake me up and not be like this triggering sound from your iPhone. And I also wanted it to be something tangible that I can put across the room and get up out of bed to turn it off. The thing that I've been struggling though with is crawling back into bed. So I'll get up, I'll turn it off, I'll go back to bed, and then I set another alarm 30 minutes before, like a second alarm. I'll get up, turn it off, go back to bed, or sometimes I'll actually stay out of bed. I'm trying to make it a habit of decreasing your time. So if you're like me and you struggle with also waking up early, I heard that instead of doing it like cold turkey, if you're waking up like 7 a.m. and then you start at like 6, that's kind of like a jump scare, okay? I wouldn't do that. I would gradually start decreasing your time. So right now I have an alarm that went off at like 6:30. I just turned it down to like 6:25. And you can do that like every few days so that by next week, we're getting closer to getting to that 6 a.m. point. But the whole purpose is to actually get out of bed. Don't go back into bed, okay? Now, if you have an alarm clock that doesn't do that and you don't want to put your phone across that room, by all means. I did hear people say, like, what helped them would be if you roll over and you, like, drink water or something. You sit up and you drink water. That might wake you up more. Or honestly, just, like, having the time to be on your phone. I know we're really not supposed to touch our phones for at least 30 minutes in the morning, and I really want to stick to that goal. But if that's something that makes you, like, get awake and get out of bed, I mean, hey, I'm not necessarily wanting to do that, but this is your life, guys. Figure it out, okay? The other thing I'm going to try to do is when my alarm goes off, I'm going to maybe open the blinds, because I feel like it's so dark, right? You turn off your alarm, the light goes off with it. It's so dark. You want to go back into bed. You're thinking of the warm coziness of your bed. Why don't we just open the blinds? Even though it may not be super duper light outside in the morning, especially like 6 a.m., it still will probably add a little bit more light. I kind of like live in the city, so there's light all the time. Yeah, I feel like I might try that. Just tweaking your routine so that you add something and maybe it will stick for you. It's literally about trial and error. You're not trying to copy someone else's routine. You're trying to figure out your own. And you don't need to wake up at 5 a.m., okay? You don't need to be those crazy people on TikTok or Instagram who wake up at 5 a.m. Like, girl, I tried and wanted to do that. Like, I tried to wake up at like 5:30 and I'm like sitting on the couch like, what am I supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? Like to me, my morning routine is wake up early, eat something. I figured that I normally would work out on an empty stomach, and it's probably not the best idea. So I'm going to try to focus on eating something or like having like a protein shake, and then taking a nice shower, getting ready, looking good, girl. And then eating a nice breakfast and then sitting down and watching TV. I thought about maybe doing in the morning, like editing my videos or something like that, maybe reading, but I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like it's nice to just sit, watch TV before you actually start working, and then after work, that's when you work on stuff, like work on editing a video or taking time to read. I am trying to read more too, so I'm going to be more strict about setting a timer at night at like maybe 8:30, 9 o'clock. Okay, that's it. You have an hour before you go to bed. Let's put the phone away, because that can also make us stay up later, which then can interfere with our wake up time. So I noticed for myself, if I don't go to bed, I would say latest 10:30, and I'm still up thinking or whatever at like 11 o'clock, I instantly think, well, I need to get the 8 hours in. So that means I have to wake up at 7. What's the harm in waking up earlier? Even if you go to bed at like 11, 11:30, 12 o'clock, what is the harm of waking up early? And like actually sticking with your routine of waking up at 6 a.m. Nothing. You're going to just feel tired. And what do we do for that? Take and drink coffee, okay? Do something. You know what I'm saying? You're just going to feel tired. I have definitely done that before, where I had to go to work and I barely got enough sleep. And do I survive the day? Yes. So why am I so conditioned that, oh, if I don't go to bed at this certain time, then that means I have to sleep in so I get enough rest? Like, obviously, rest is so huge and important in everyday life. But, like, if you're only missing, like, an hour or so, like, it's all right. Like, I need to get out of that whole mindset. Because I think when we think of discipline, we think, like, it doesn't mean self-respect, but it does. And it's about keeping a promise to yourself and waking up at a certain time. And I haven't been doing that. So that's something that I'm trying to work on. So even if I go to bed late, I'm still going to force myself to get up at 6 a.m. As I mentioned before, I do struggle with being so addicted to TV. Oh my gosh, you guys, I love TV. I'm going to look at it as a reward instead of something that I need to do and watch all the time. I'm going to make it a reward. So if I just tell myself, just try to do 10 minutes of editing a video. Yes, I don't like editing at all, but is 10 minutes quick enough? Like, that's decent. Everybody has 10 minutes, right, in their day. I'll just do that. And then most of the time when you do the 10 minutes and you set a timer and the timer goes off, you're like, yeah, you know what? I can continue. Let me just finish this editing this whole video. And then you're done. And even if you don't have the energy to do more than 10 minutes, 10 minutes is better than nothing. You know what I'm saying? The other thing would be the 2-minute rule. This was in the book as well. If you just tell yourself, oh, I'm just going to go to the gym for just 2 minutes. I'm going to walk the treadmill for 2 minutes. That's easy enough for your brain to be like, okay, that's easy. I can do that. You're basically tricking yourself into doing more. That's like the same idea with just the 10 minutes, right? Same thing with like telling yourself the little steps. So if you're trying to go to the gym, right, and you actually have to go to like Planet Fitness or something, tell yourself, I'm just going to put my shoes on, my gym shoes, or I'm just going to put on my workout outfit. Like, that's the only thing I need to do. And you know what? If I decide to not go, okay, that's fine. That still is progress than not doing anything, right? That's like the same thing with if you actually do get yourself to the gym and you only do a few minutes, okay, that's better than nothing. I would rather that's still being consistent. You're not, yeah, sure, doing the entire time that you probably wanted to, but you still went, you still edited the video, you still did what you needed to do, right? It's just not as long as you probably would have preferred, but you still did it. Check it off. I also think having like a visual like tracker or check off list so you can see the progression of, oh, I did do this thing today. I think getting something like that and actually visualizing it and seeing it every single day helps you continue what you're doing. Like people, when they do 75 hard, they might check it off, or they might take off sticky notes from their wall. And it's so satisfying to just, oh, I did it. Today's completed. I did all the steps I needed to do. And then you start seeing like the shrinkage of the sticky notes on your wall. And so you get down to 0. Yeah, the other thing too is I have done this. I don't really check Google Calendar like that. I was really into it, but I don't really use it anymore like that. But if you are into it, or if you want to try it out, you can do time blocking where you block your schedule from like 6 to 7 p.m. and that's when you do your work. That's when you work on your side hustles or do the things that you need to do. You could also, as I said before, like set timers on your phone. Like I'm going to do it, let's say every single day I'm going to work on what I need to work on at 6:30 every day. Because again, if you do the work, like even for 5 minutes every single day, that's momentum. You're building momentum. Even if it's so small, you're still completing something that day. You're working and chipping away at it every single day. And I feel like only doing it on certain days, that's when we fall off the wagon. Because I told myself, I'm going to edit on Tuesdays and maybe Thursdays. I don't do it. Something might have come up on Tuesday and I'm like, I don't want to do it. And then I'm just not doing it. So I have to switch up this whole idea, right? And I'm going to do it every day. Because if I don't, it's not getting done, right? So those are the things that I thought would be important to share with you guys, and the things that I'm going to be also taking into my own life. I can probably do an update of, you know, what has worked, what hasn't, because I just turned 26 and I don't want to have another year go by and I turn 27 and I'm still in the same position of not liking where my life is going, right? I want to switch things up. I want to eventually get a new career, see how this goes, or whatever my side quests are. I just want something to change in that aspect. I also want to see something change with my appearance as well. Like just being more fit, right? That's kind of the goal for me, is being more fit, not being so out of breath walking up the fucking steps, you know, like actually doing the things that I need to do. Yeah. So hopefully you guys took something from this, and let me know what your struggles are too. If you have any questions or whatever, comments, leave it down below.